You're watching Talk Minute, and I'm your CJ. Welcome back. Another discography ranking, and it is the discography ranking that, well, the viewers of the channel have voted on. Immortal, one of my favorite black metal bands of all time. One of the bands that I've done a ranking previously on, and it's, yeah, this is a re-rank, so yeah, go check out that one. It's pretty cringe. It's not anywhere near as good as this one's going to be, but yeah, 10 studio albums, 9 of them I go back to. There's one that I don't, and there's a big reason behind that, but yeah. Let's get into it. Number 10 is All Shall Fall from 2009. My opinions haven't changed on this one since the last time. Still my least favorite as it feels uninspired and run through the motion. This was the first time re-listening to All Shall Fall since the first ranking, so yeah, I don't go back to this one. 7 out of 10. Best song here is Rise of Darkness. Rise of Darkness actually is a really good song, but yeah, it falls on an album that's kind of underwhelming, and it doesn't pack the punch that it needs to, and just feels bland in certain places, and just doesn't, yeah. I'm just not a really big fan of All Shall Fall. Never really have, and yeah. Move the list up so I can see everything. Yeah, I have notes. Number 9 is going to be Blizzard Beasts from 1997. I used to hate this album for some reason, but now I appreciate it for being the mess it is. The guitar tones being ambitious and balls to the walls. There's that joke again. Yeah, I return to that joke. Yeah. It's an Accept joke if you don't know what that band is. Balls to the Walls. Yeah, look that song up. I find myself locked in with enjoyment. I said tones because the production is different all the way through. There's different productions on different songs, which isn't anything I've seen before on an album or a studio. I've seen it on EPs and demos, but yeah, never on a studio. But it's neat, it's fun, and it's perfect. Honestly, I don't really find any like big gripes about this album. I don't dislike this album at all. I just love this. I just like this. I like this album, honestly. The best song here is Suns That Sank Below. Absolutely love that song as well. Absolutely love that song. The riffs are kind of crazy for a black metal. I would kind of like compare it to like Abigor's one Satan record they had. That was pretty good. Number 8, Northern Chaos Gods from 2018. Need to get a sleeve for this album because, yeah, black metal albums I always put in a sleeve because they're usually rare to find after a while. But first album without a Bath on vocals, and first one with Demoness doing that part of the fronting the band. I'm a really big fan of this one as it has every quality wanted in an Immortal album. It's fast, aggressive, everything an Immortal album should be. Northern Chaos Gods reminds me of the older records with the cleaner production. Yeah, the older albums have that more grimy production and more ear-grating feel, and just has that like overall like roots black metal type feel to it. But this definitely feels like a new black metal record. Best song here is Mighty Raven Dark. Truly a throwback. Honestly, it's a throwback song. Feels like it would be off something along the lines of Diabolical Full Moon or Pure Holocaust or something off that one. Number 7 is going to be Sons of Northern Darkness. Might be a controversial one to have at number 7 from 2002. Continuing with the greatness, this one here might surprise you as, yeah, I prefer the others above it. And continues the sound of the album released before it, which that one has not been mentioned yet. The thrash-fused black metal sound is fresh and intense, with every song being fantastic. Best song here definitely is my opinion, Tyrant. Amazing song, but yeah, this album falls here just because everything up above it's better. If this was any other band, this would probably be number 1, but yeah, I prefer the older style of Immortal. That brings us to the one that was released just before it that I do not have a copy of, which is Damned in Black from 2000. Doesn't get the love it deserves, as it's the start of the thrash and black metal era of Immortal. And while this album falls in between the two, yeah, it was released between the two, two of the most successful albums that they've ever done, which was At the Heart of Winter and Sons of Northern Darkness. Forgotten gem is what I say this one is, and well, the songs hitting as hard as they do is the proof for that. Favorite song on Damned in Black is Against the Tide. Absolutely great song. I love the riffs for that. I love everything about that song. It's one of my like songs on Spotify. Number 5, I don't have either, and it's kind of controversial for putting here, which is At the Heart of Winter from 1999. This album is the album most people go with, but for me, I think it's a little too clean production-wise. I definitely prefer the older, like, more grimy production. There is huge moments and hard-hitting parts that truly make this one great album. The Heart of Winter is truly where the band got legendary status on a large scale with the metal community, but kind of alienated their previous fans that were more fans of the more grimy, straightforward, second wave black metal type sound that they were doing before. Immortal's been like one of the cleaner bands, but like even before that, they did have some grime to it, but this one's kind of like straightforward blasting black metal. But yeah, it's great. It's a great album. Favorite song here is Grim and Frostbitten Kingdoms. I know that was best song here is the title track. I accidentally mentioned a song off another album, so yeah, oopsie. Number 4 is going to be Battles in the North from 1995. This is the one I mentioned off of. Yeah, this Grim and Frostbitten Kingdoms is my favorite on this album. Overbearing production plagues this album, which makes it an absolute blast to listen to. I know a lot of people complain about the overbearing, ear-grating sound on this record. I actually like it because, well, you know, I'm a fan of like Mutilation and Judas Iscariot and stuff like that. This kind of reminds me of that like sound, but not as ear-grating as those. The vocals overly harsh, even for Immortal. The sound is cold, like Immortal records should be, and it packs a good punch. This album really packs a punch. The songs carry nicely to the next, which each song sounding like a continuation of the previous. That might be a gripe for other people, but yeah, I like that. I do like that when every song sounds like it just could blend into one big song. I just love that about this album. Favorite song here, mentioned before. Absolutely love this album. And yeah, on to the next. Number 3 is War Against All from the brand new one from 2023. Yeah, a revival album true to Immortal's classics, and may I say, is now, in my eyes, one of the best Immortal records out there. I dedicated a full video to this album for a reason, and that's because it's a modern masterpiece, like everything on it. War Against All is the type of album that brings a band back into the good graces of their fans, into the fan base. One of 2023's best albums. Yeah, I might do a video, best albums of 2023, or might not, but that one probably would fall on it, and I would actually put that in contention because I decide which ones I do. It's usually out of like 30 and 20 get on the list, so. Number 2, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism from 1992. I know some viewer of this channel actually said that this is their favorite. It's my second favorite. A wild and raw debut. That's one of the absolute favorite debuts of any band that I've ever heard before. The coldness and darkness of this album brings awe-inspiring. One of the first true second wave black metal albums that set the signature blasting and production for the bands down the road to emulate. I know a lot of like new black metal bands kind of cite this album as like one of the blueprints for their stuff. Perfect in its entirety, but it falls at number 2 because the album released after it in 1993. Pure Holocaust is number 1. Pure Holocaust, absolutely one of my favorite black metal albums of all time. Nothing against the previously mentioned, as they are good, but this one is the best and by far the Immortal of the Immortal. This album maybe is the best album released in the second wave of black metal. There would be other ones that would be in contention for that, but yeah, this one's awesome. The debut of Abath's signature vocals, where he refined those vocals, but the blasting is to 10 and the speed. All reasons this is the best. I like releases that are straight on the attack and ferocious, and yeah, I don't think you could find an album that is more on the attack than this album. It's just instantly hits and just hanging riffs and everything. Oh god, this album's fucking amazing. Best song is The Whole Damn Thing. I can listen to this album front to back all day. It's one of the best albums in black metal, in my opinion. But yeah, share your opinion in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. It was fun. I had a good time re-listening to all the Immortal records and basically coming up with another list. I think Immortal's one of my favorites of all time and one of my favorites to listen to. So yeah, hope everyone liked it, and I will see everyone whenever I decide to upload again. This video is not perfect, but well, I try to make them as perfect as I can, but